You're listening to the World's Team Podcast. It's not just America's team, Cowboys Nation. It's the world's team. Now, here are your hosts, Paul Stewart and Mike Poland.
How about them Cowboys?
What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the World's Team Podcast, brought to you by the Believe Network, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook, and sponsored by Cowboys Experience for the ultimate game day experience, tailgating, stadium tours, game tickets, all the above. Be sure to go to www.cowboysexperience.com and use the discount code WorldsTeam2025. I'm your host, Paul Stewart, and as always, I am joined by my compadre, Mr. Mike Poland. Where do we begin, Mike?
Breathing is important. Carbohydrates are important. No, it's a frustrating and deflating loss. What's annoying about the Cowboys' loss is since the bye, they've looked superb. Everything it seems to be coming together. And this game just looked miles apart from what they were before. And it seems to be like a regression to what it was before the bye when the defense was bad. Now, granted, the defense was missing pieces, important pieces. CeeDee Lamb was having a day. He goes out with a concussion. He's in protocol now. So that was important. Offensive line struggled. We were worried
Massively.
we were worried about the tackle position. 22 pressures, 5 sacks. You're not going to win a game like that. That's where
I think that's probably the worst O-line performance this season by far.
Yeah.
I mean, Nathan Thomas, to me, looked really like a lost sheep out there. And
like
that's
a
me
swing
putting it
tackle.
nicely.
You look like a swing tackle.
Yeah. That's. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was some good moments. There was the nice block by Terrence Steele on Aiden Hutchinson, on the run block, and really forced him down. That was nice. But from the pass protecting standpoint, it was well below par from what we're used to seeing.
What I think from rewatching the tape and what it looks like they sold out on stopping Agent Hutchinson at all costs. And you look at Hutchinson, for the most part, kind of they did do that, but it came at the cost of everything else. And that's where it went wrong.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, we haven't even talked about Jack Campbell. Jack Campbell had a great game out there for the Lions. Almost obviously, he was millimeters away from getting that safety. It was the right call, don't get me wrong, but we were very lucky that was not overturned to be a safety.
Yeah. I mean, the stressing points, we talked about the run game. We said you've got keys to victory. We talk about it every show. And we said you've got to stop Jamar Gibbs. You've got to stop the run game. If you do not stop the run game, this Lions offense will completely annihilate you in other areas. And they didn't stop the run. They didn't stop Montgomery. They didn't stop Gibbs. Everything else then for Goff fell into place. And that's exactly what they did. 3 touchdowns from Gibbs. I mean, it's not a great way to go. The only thing I will say that really it came time and time again, frustrated me about this game. And then we'll talk about Ferguson, Pickens, Flournoy. I know we'll get to them. And I really do hate to do this. I really do. But that was a extremely poorly officiated game. And I hate I hate going to the officials and pointing blame at them. But that was poor. That was the
call on Jake Ferguson in particular.
Yes.
If anything, at the very least, should have been offset. But it was more on Anceloni making a defensive pass interference on Ferguson rather than the other way about.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, even if we offset the ball, at least we still had another chance. But that killed us. That killed our momentum.
That ended the game. That once that happened, because I mean, if we stick with Jake Ferguson for a moment, he had an up and down game. The fumble, I mean, like he's having ball control issues. Should we say, or he's not having issues, but it can be sporadic. There's moments of lapses of concentration with him with the ball security.
Yeah, I would say Ferguson was just a bit more erratic in this game more than anything. But that being said, like, and I totally agree with what you're saying about the referees.
Yeah,
Anzalone was pulling, tugging, everything under the book on Jake Ferguson throughout that whole game, and not many calls were getting pulled at all. And some of the calls by the referees were so suspect.
Yeah,
like not just for the Cowboys, but even for the Lions as well.
100%. Yeah, I'm saying in a general term. I mean that I'm more particularly picking on the Jake Ferguson one because it was a hinge play.
It was blatantly obvious.
Oh yeah. But they missed unsurmountable amount of calls, making incorrect calls. I mean, like the whole thing was put. I'm one of those guys that I don't like to blame officials. Put I mean, at
that's the reality.
Yeah. I mean, on the back of reality, the Cowboys didn't play well enough. That's for sure. I mean, field goal after field goal for
if there is one positive though, Mike, Brandon Aubrey has now set the record.
He's the record
for the first 3 seasons in his NFL career to do what he's done. So he's now
made it look effortless.
48 years record. He's now managed to achieve that. So fantastic for Brandon Aubrey. But going back to the actual game,
yes,
it's pretty obvious the Lions were the better team.
Definitely. I'm not taking that away.
Yeah. Like, we can take a loss. I mean, going into this game, I feel confident going into this game with the momentum that we were having, etc., etc. But from the early part of the game, I felt, okay, defense is doing all right. We kind of isolated the Lions X amount during that first quarter. Then it just started to really unravel throughout the rest of the game. We were not putting any, and this is the thing we talked about on our pregame show, that the keys to win was put the pressure on Jared Goff. We failed to do that. We completely failed that objective.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I wrote about on blogging, but I do one on the offensive line and the defensive line. They're two separate, but they're one series, but in 2 parts. And one of the things I put in there, you can go back and read it. I said, this is a Jadeveon Clowney game. He's absolutely perfect with his
setting the edge, especially.
Yeah. Rush lane integrity because a lot of the runs for Gibbs, if you go
all coming from the outside.
All outside zone. He's bumping to the outside. He's ignoring the inside zone, which was the right way to do it.
Yeah, because just to add to that though, Mike, Chris Williams, Osa, and Kenny Clark were having quite a bit of success in the middle. Yeah. They were doing their job. Likes of Fowler, etc., etc. Izaraku had a good restart, but you could tell when he was going up against like a Penny Sewell, there was a big clear mismatch in that in terms of physicality.
Yeah.
So in terms of the edge, that's what killed us. The outside run completely tore us apart.
Yeah, integrity fell apart. I'm not going to hold Izaraku against him in this game.
Oh no, not at all.
He's up against Sewell. We talked about him being the cheat code to the offensive line, and he truly is. So, I mean, like I'll give a pass on Izaraku for that. The rush lane integrity on the outside. Now, Clowney he's built for that. He understands the nuances of run defense on the outside. That would have slowed Gibbs down. Certainly would have slowed Monty down on that outside burst.
Absolutely.
So I was watching closely at the pre-game warm-ups. Clowney's out there, and I'm thinking, this isn't looking bad, but obviously whatever was there, the niggle was too much for him to be able to play. So, okay, there we go. Fair enough. But everything else just it fell apart. Overshown wasn't bad in the game. He kind of got taken out by Ratledge on a combo block. That's fine. But the rest has to come together. And there was that some of the inside issues when they were down in the Lions were down in the red zone towards the goal line, which is where it fell apart. But more than anything, like you said at the start, the issue was a lack of pressure and the lack of stopping games. You don't stop the run game, the Lions will just take you out, and that is exactly what we said. You got to stop. They didn't stop, and then this was the end result. And the issue is as well. You look the Cowboys. Okay, they could have scored 37 points if we take away this stupid missed call. Let's say they did. And then you're looking at another game where the Cowboys, like Dak Prescott, did as much as he really physically could in that game. I mean, the passing yards, I know there's the interception.
378 passing yards.
Yeah, touchdown. I mean, like he made 47 pass attempts in that game. He's doing about as much as he can. One interception, you're kind of like, you didn't want to be throwing it there. And the other one, it did need better placement. And you can see what he was trying to do. But at the end of the day, we had issues where Lamb is gone. And I don't know where Pickens went in this game. And people are on social media, on Twitter right now, calling for Pickens' head. And you're like, the dude's been balling out all season. You've talked about how good this trade for Pickens was, this pickup for him. He's been the people are like saying, is he the wide receiver one for Dallas now? All of a sudden, one game where he disappears and people are calling for his head. It's like, slow down.
That is the life and joy of being a Cowboys fan. It's so cutthroat. 1 week you're the absolute hero, next day you're the absolute villain. That's a fact.
True, very true.
I mean, we were praising Matt Eberflus for 2 weeks in a row for making the comeback against the Eagles and how he managed to solidify against like Patrick Mahomes, and now he's the villain again.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it does look like when you watch that game, it was fairly close, as you mentioned. By halftime, it was like 9 points to 20. I think it was. 9 points to 20. So you're kind of, okay, you're in a 2-score deficit, but you've got a half to bring it back. But they just, and they do claw it back. They get it down to like, it was like, what, 20
10 points.
9 points to 27, yeah. And you're closing the gap, and it was there for the taking. Sorry. And whatever reason, this defense regressed to what it was before. I don't know. And it's another example of what Cowboys fans were saying pre-bye, where you're like, this team needs to score 40 points in order to win. Well, it turns out even if they did score 40, we still wouldn't have won. But yeah, I mean, like, injury played a part, and then you really needed Pickens to pick up that slack. I don't know whether something got in his head, whether he got deflated by something. It's strange.
Well, I think we know why he was deflated, Mike, because obviously the injury to CD Lamb, that deflated quite a lot of guys, I think, personally.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's the concern, and you could see, like, Pickens was doing okay prior to CD Lamb going out. He was doing okay. But then after what happened to Lamb, then you could see there was a lack of urgency, being alert, like going full speed in his routes. So I can see that could have an effect on him. And yeah, it was just not ideal. And whether that may have had an effect on Ferguson, hard to say. But it was just poor. We need to do better. So.
I mean, let me turn that off. Yeah, okay, that's fair. But I mean, like, when you're that level of wide receiver, you're looking over and going, dude, I know he's gone out. He's concussion. We need you. Be the guy. Be the dude.
Yeah,
be
step
that
up.
person. Yeah.
Step up.
Be the guy who you were when CD Lamb was out for those few weeks. I need you to be my dog. And body language was out. Everything, it just very flat. I mean, Flournoy, let's go there. Great game, great touchdown.
He stepped up.
There's an example. Like these guys doing it. We need Pickens to be that guy. It's a concern. You just hope that, because I mean, with the next game now, you think CeeDee Lamb's in concussion protocol. He's probably going to miss the game. You've got a bit of time.
Maybe two. Maybe two, depending if he's cleared or not.
Yeah, it could be. He may not even miss this game because it was a Thursday. He's got the full week. Protocol is a number of different tests you have to pass. It's not just simply, oh, yeah, you know what day of the week it is. But you think he could, but you're quite right. He could miss 2 games. These things can lead into 2 weeks. So you just sit there and you go, do I feel confident after watching that Pickens will step? I'm thinking my confidence isn't as high as it has been. You're just hoping that it's a blip. That's what you're hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, I think my confidence levels is obviously, it's definitely decreased after that game. I mean, so we've got the Vikings, we've got the Giants, we've got the Chargers, and who's the other opponent we have?
We still got Washington.
Right.
It's Minnesota, Chargers, Washington, Christmas, and then Giants.
Right. I mean, there is still winnable games there, but we need to win all out if we're going to have anything and rely on other teams falling down. That's the problem.
I mean, you need the Eagles to lose 2 of their last games.
No,
and
they need to lose 3 now.
3, sorry, yeah. Oh, yeah, because the half game back. Half game. So, you need them to do that and Dallas to win out. And when you look, they've got back-to-back Washington. So you think they're probably going to get back-to-back wins there. Maybe they split games. Now it's difficult. So here's my question to you. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being the highest, what's your feelings that the Cowboys can make the playoffs now?
4.
Yeah.
I think we'll still win some games, but I don't think we'll make the playoffs now. I really don't. Because when you look at like San Francisco and how Detroit just performed there, I think it's too, like, the only chance we would need is we need Philadelphia to lose every single game. Well, 3 games anyway. I don't see that happening now because they've got the Chargers, the Bills, the Commanders twice, and the Raiders. So I don't. I think the best case scenario is hopefully when a couple of these teams that are already in the wild card spot were to fall down and we move up, but I just do not see that happening. I think realistically, yeah, we can get more wins, but I don't think we're going to make the playoffs now. I think maybe after the Chargers game, we may have to start considering looking into like shutting down for a little bit. Like,
guys like Dak, Javonte, CD. You know, if you say he's 2 weeks, so he comes back for the Washington game on Christmas, you could sit there and be like, okay, what are we playing for now? And then, like you say, you could be like, let's shut it down. Yeah, let's get those rotational guys in. Let's see what we've got to play with in these last 2 weeks.
Yeah, think about what we've got for next year, who to bring back, etc. Makes sense, but it's still a bit early to even consider that. I mean, like I said, we've got a 9% chance of making the playoffs. 9%.
You're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, yeah. We're hanging on by a thread. Very much.
It was like that. What's funny is like we had that 3-game winning streak, and then they lose. And what's funny is So it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. You hear, and I I had about 4 messages from various people going, "Do you guys want to come back?"
Same.
Yeah, we went
I had
over
a
and
few.
people
I
were like,
actually had a few people. So I was up at Dudley's in Rockwall watching the game, and I had a few people message me while during the game saying, "Why aren't you in Detroit? Why aren't you there? Why aren't you and Mike and Jamie and all the other UK Cowboys at Detroit?" And I was like, "Well,
Sorry.
we're not rich, so
If you want a sponsor, yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
yeah."
So
Jerry,
yeah,
if you're listening, we're a good luck charm.
yeah. I had somebody saying, "Come over and I'll steal your passport," and I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
But I do want to talk about something though.
Go on.
Turpin on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fake hand signals, that annoyed the living crap out of me.
I don't get this. This has happened as well in college, and it actually brought back a touchdown.
Yeah, and not
Go on,
just that.
Continue. Go on.
Yeah, and even on the other side, when it comes to kick return, kick off, you were given so much yardage for the Lions.
Special
Like-
teams struggled
Like
big time.
Detroit were moving up to maybe like the 45 to the 50-yard line. I'm like, this is what was killing us. Like Sorensen needs to have a big serious discussion why special teams was woeful. It was dire. It really was.
They were bad in kick defense coverage. In kick coverage, they really did. I mean, and it wasn't just one instance.
Yeah, I mean, if there's any positive regards to special teams, you need to talk about Sam Williams with the pass deflection on, with the kick deflection on the field goal or
And that was
PAT,
great.
whatever that was.
Mm.
So
It was
that
a
was
field
cool. And Sam had an okay game. He made some good crucial tackles in the inside run, but when it came to the outside, he also struggled as well. Same with Fowler, same with Izaraku, same with James Houston in particular.
The corners struggled in run defense, very particularly Siobhan Revel. I mean,
I know. Yeah.
And like the coverage as well. He gave up that busted coverage.
He was lucky that it was not a touchdown. He was very lucky.
Well, he did allow the one to Isaac Tesla.
He did, yeah. But there was also another one.
I know the one you're talking about, yeah.
Like completely misstepped, and luckily the ball was going out of bounds and Tesla was nowhere to be seen. Like he was like 5 yards away from the ball.
I think in that game, if I might be off by a point or two, but I think Siobhan Revel allowed a passer rating in that game of like 118.6 when targeted. But the Montgomery touchdown, the 42-yard, or was it 46, whatever it was. So Revel's supposed to come across. I know it's a running back running at full pace, but you need to do something. And Revel, he just got completely whiffed out on that play. Struggles in run defense is the issue with Revel at the moment, which kind of concerns me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at the tackles right now. I mean, Bland had the highest amount of tackles for the team. Then it's Overshown. Then it's Revel, third. Then Quinnen Williams, Marquise Bell. Then Izaraku. And Shamar James, right? I do want to talk about, just briefly about Shamar James. There was a couple of plays, like you don't just use your shoulder. Actually tackle the guy.
And he done that before in the past. I forget, it might be the Arizona game.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, what tackling technique is this? And it's just barging. I'm like, who has taught you in all your time playing football, from young, from kids in high school, college, it's taught you to do this? Because this is that is not. I mean, you're going to do yourself damage for a starters. But the crazy bit is, you've got Shamar James coming in with poor tackling technique. He was only in as well for 6 defensive snaps.
Yeah.
6, and then they just went. They just left him on special teams.
Well, I don't know about you, Mike, but we're basically back to the drawing board in some ways. But I mean, yeah, but as the Cowboys lost 44 to 30 to the Detroit Lions, it was not the result of this trifecta of the schedule that we were kind of hoping for. We did get 2 out of 3 wins out of that trifecta, but in terms of our playoff hopes, the chances are looking a lot more slimmer, ladies and gentlemen.
This is where things like Panthers, Arizona, these are the games where they all come back to bite you. You have to take care of the simple stuff so that when you get to the business end of the season, which is where we're at, this sort of loss against the Lions, you've still got oxygen, and now they don't. They have very little oxygen to play with.
Yeah, and we can't rely on other teams' failures and that. We just have to do what we need to do and just let things come as it's natural as they come. But that being said, the chances of us, there's a reason why it's 9%. Chances for 49ers to kind of mess up and lose losses. The same with the Eagles. Same with Green Bay, who are going to be playing the Bears. Like this, yeah. So there's so many variables, but you just cannot rely on it. But I think we'll kind of leave it at that, though, Mike. I mean, like I said, it was a disappointing game. Don't know really much else to really kind of say on it. I just hope going forward we can actually like pick up all the pauses that we have done this season. Because in retrospective, say this is the last game. We are pretty much going to be like less than 5% after this weekend. Like we can reflect back for what Schottenheimer has done as a rookie head coach in his first season. I think he's done well.
Especially
it has been ultimately positive.
Yeah, you think of the level of turmoil that he's had to deal with as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, with the passing of Marshawn Neyland, etc. Yep, totally. Yep. I think, with all that being said, if this is the case and our playoff hopes are pretty much dead in the water after this weekend in some capacity, then we can actually kind of say, well, retrospectively, Schottenheimer has done relatively positive this season. Is there things that we can change going forward? Absolutely. Is there things that we can actually sustain and progress from this? 100%. So,
I mean, we got the draft coming up. So, funnily enough, I've been talking to Jay Tuck. My draft board is open as we speak.
You were scouting Texas Tech there, weren't you? Were you looking at Mr. Rodriguez by any chance?
I was watching Bailey and Hyde, the edge defenders.
Middle linebackers?
Yeah, well, Hyde kind of does. He shifts 2-point stance type of guy. Shifts from the wide 9 into the linebacker. Just kind of drifts around in the box. Bit of James Houston-esque about him.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. I've been watching that, and then I, for some reason, moved over to Carson Beck. Don't know why.
Well, anyway, mate, I think we'll finish it up there. I mean, like I said, folks, disappointing loss. Cowboys lose 44 to 30. We're now going to be going on to Minnesota next, I believe.
Yes.
Back at home, back at AT&T, and it's on Sunday, correct?
Yes. Hold on.
Finally. We're back in a Sunday game again.
Let me check my calendar. Yes, we are. Yeah. Yes. But it is... Oh, never mind. I'll tell you later.
It's a late night game, isn't it?
Yeah. 7:20
Lovely. Well, anyway, folks, before we do go leave, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the World's Team. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. And before we do go, Mike, please tell everyone where everyone can find you.
You can find me on Twitter or X at Kenford Cowboy, Kenford with a K, Cowboy with a K, and you, Mr. P.
You can find me at I am P Stu on X and Instagram. All right, folks. Not the result we were looking for. Like I said, we just need to try and think of all the positives kind of going forward to try and finish up the season. The playoff hopes are slimming down. We just have to kind of wait and see what the fate of the football gods have for the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, folks, like as always, it's not just America's team, it is the world's team. We'll see you guys next time.
That's a wrap on the World's Team Podcast. Smash that like button and hit subscribe, Cowboys Nation. This ain't just America's team, it's your team. Touchdown! It's the World's Team, only on Believe, where real fans live.
How about them Cowboys?